Do you recognize this poster? This is the image from which the super hit song Galla Gudiya originates from, on which I'm sure everybody must have danced at least once in their life. This is the movie Dil Dhadakne Do, which was directed by Zoya Akhtar. Apart from its blockbuster songs, this movie also stood out for the message it delivered. It captured the journey of the Mehra family on a luxurious cruise, just for them to find out that despite all of their wealth and fame, they were unhappy from the within. Unfulfilled desires, strained relationships, and a sense of discontent. This raises an intriguing thought. Despite living in a world full of unprecedented wealth and opportunity, many of us seem miserable than ever. Hi, I am Mannat Agarwal, a passionate student studying in grade 9. Today, I invite you all to explore with me the growing crisis of unhappiness in the wealthy society and discover a way to cultivate a life which doesn't only revolve around financial stability but also inner peace and happiness. As we delve deeper, let's first understand the reason behind unhappiness. For some, unhappiness is seeing other people's Instagram travel posts. For some, it is when they're comparing themselves to other people's bodies. For some, it is the hard realization that their desires were left unfulfilled. And this list I'm talking about, it never ends. Unhappiness has numerous and countless reasons. This emotion has become ordinary in the lifestyle of today's people and so common that according to WHO, 4% of people worldwide are experiencing stress or anxiety. According to a research by the American Psychiatric Association, in 2024, 43% of US adults say that they feel more anxious than they did in the previous year, up from 37% in 2023 and 32% in 2022. I would now like to challenge the conventional notion about wealth. Our society often equates happiness with wealth or success with wealth. Well, I do believe that wealth and money plays a very crucial role in building the life of our dreams and also somewhat in happiness. It is not the only aspect. One reason behind the same is when we constantly compare ourselves to others who seem to have more, but instead, we just set ourselves up for disappointment. This leads us to believe that happiness is just one purchase away, but in reality, it's often about changing our mindset and habits. We tend to perceive that if we had a higher income, we would be more happy. A study conducted by Penn and Princeton have revealed that increased income can escalate happiness, but only to a certain level. Even if you're too rich but miserable, money won't help. They claim that an unhappy cohort in each income group shows a sharp rise in happiness until $100,000 annually and then slowly plateaus. Franklin Roosevelt once said, "Happiness is not in the mere possession of money. It's in the joy of achievement, in the thrill of creative effort." This shows that money is an asset, but it is not the key to happiness. Allow me to take some examples of the world's most renowned figures who have spoken about this topic. Selena Gomez, a pretty famous Hollywood singer who I'm sure everybody must have heard, had opened up about her anxiety and depression while accepting the American Music Awards in 2016. She said and quoted, "I had everything and I was absolutely broken inside. And I tried to keep it all together just to never let you down, but I kept it too much together to oil myself down." She had everything: money, fame, financial stability, yet she was completely torn apart inside with anxiety while before her performances on stage. Jim Carrey, another popular Hollywood actor, has also opened up about the paradox of achieving wealth while still not feeling happy. He believes that experiencing everything one has ever dreamed of will lead to the shocking realization that material success does not equate to true fulfillment. One of his prominent quotes say, "I believe that everybody gets rich and famous and they will have everything that they've ever dreamed of," just to know that it's not the answer. A report obtained by The Atlantic has shown the fulfillment and happiness levels of 160 households, of which 120 had amassed fortunes of at least $25 million. Their findings: despite great wealth, many seem miserable. So, is it better to live life without money? Of course not. Money is an achievement. Being rich is an achievement. But thinking that only being rich is the greatest achievement of one's life can lead you in the unhappy direction. I would now like to take this moment to introduce you the term the real rich. What does this exactly mean? True richness doesn't only encompass financial stability, but also inner peace and happiness. We can be this kind of rich by multiple aspects, such as by building stronger connections, having self-esteem, investing in self-time, maintaining a good physical and mental well-being, and lastly, by being financially literate. Let me break this down for you. One must pay attention to their mental and physical well-being and participate in healthy habits such as a clean lifestyle, balanced diet, mindful practices, and they should also understand the importance of connections and relationships. We may not discern, but staying and building stronger relationships with loved ones such as family, friends, and partners would not only balance our hormonal levels but also provide us a sense of satisfaction that these people like being around me, which would eventually make you feel grateful and happy. Furthermore, in today's generation, personal development is also a very vital component for happiness. We should explore and do new things apart from our regular schedule, which would allow us to not only personally grow but also comprehend our identity and purpose of life. In addition to all of this, financial literacy also stays as a key component for being the real rich. It's essential to grasp how to effectively manage our finances and assets, prioritizing in investments of experiences over materialistic possessions. We should mindfully spend our money and understand the differences between our needs and our wants in order to make informed financial decisions. As we navigate towards the end of this talk, let us all raise our hands to challenge the conventional thought of being rich and redefine what it means to be rich. Embrace healthy habits. Foster meaningful relationships. Spend time in understanding yourself. Participate in healthy habits. And lastly, be financially literate. In closing, I urge you all to question yourselves. Is it really money that you're chasing in the name of success? Or are you ready to transform yourself into the real rich who is emotionally, physically, and financially happy? Let us all start this journey together towards a more richer, fulfilling life, one that values happiness over material success. Thank you.